rage like real. I ain't taking L's in Madden all year.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Rage Rail. So today's video, I want to show you guys an overrated strategy to use in Madden 23. So if you enjoy this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So I am in the Patriots offensive playbook. Again, I'm in the Patriots offensive playbook. So what we're going to do in today's video is just talk about an overrated strategy that honestly you can win a lot of games using. We're going to alternate between two formations, but we're always going to come out in wire off trips pats. Now I believe you could do this in the Raiders playbook, but let me know, y'all, because I actually haven't looked through the Raiders playbook to see if they have this two formations. The Raiders playbook, they do have wire off trips, and it's the same thing as this one, but I don't know if they have trips tight end flex, which is the formation we're going to audible into. So we're going to use both formations, and I'm going to show you how I like to use them. And then I actually have about 50 seconds worth of gameplay to show you at the end. Unfortunately, the way my opponent was playing, I couldn't just, alternate between the two formations like I like. So like I could, but I didn't get to run any trips tight end flex concepts because this is not a wire off trips video, if that makes sense. We're talking about trips tight end flex, but you can still use wire off trips in both. Run wire off trips, run trips tight end flex. So that's what today's video is about. Now, last thing I want to mention before we dive straight into this video is if you're interested at all in playing in CFL and you're on current gen PS4, make sure you click the link in the description. It's allthingsmadden.com. When you go on there, go on the All Things Madden tab, and you're going to see a whole bunch of things that you can do on the website. What you're going to look for is the CFL section. You'll see it, click it, go to the free CFL. You're not going to get charged anything. You don't need to put in any card information up to my knowledge. I don't think so, at least. You should just be able to go straight through the checkout process, and then you'll get a Discord link that's sent to your account. That's inside of your All Things Madden account. You'll click that Discord link and you'll be in the Discord. So if you guys want to join, do that, because I really want to do CFL, but it's hard getting you guys in there. So join. If you're on PS4, you have free time, join. Anyways, let's go on and get this thing moving. Actually, you know what? One last thing. If you want any ebooks whatsoever, please make sure you go to the website and you want to go ahead and look at the ebook section, and then you can see ebooks that I have. Go to Mills, has ebooks on there, and if you want a formation for me to do that's not on there, you can simply request it on the personal ebook section. So I promise that's everything. So let's go on and dive right into this. So as far as personnel goes, normally I love to run it with my #1 receiver right here in this position, basically your fastest receiver slash #1 receiver. And right here I like my second fastest receiver, or it could be your #2, but in this case it's gonna be Marquise Goodwin. Even though he technically is faster than DK, I like Marquise Goodwin as my #2. And then you want to put your #3 receiver right here, or you could put your #2 here and #3, but you definitely need your #1 right here. That's what's really important with this offense. Now what we're going to do is go from wire off trips pats, and we're going to audible to trips tight end flex. So you can set up your wire off trips pats audibles however you want to. That's up to you. But for trips tight end flex, what I love to put is double in cell, halfback angle, and PA crossers. The only thing I don't like is that the only good run play they have is inside zone, but that's okay. But they have a lot of good passing plays, a lot of good passing concepts, and I'm choosing double in cell and halfback angle to kind of showcase in this video because you don't see those that often. Now when you watch the gameplay, I actually ran a PA crosser setup, so you'll be able to see that. It's nothing special, it's just a basic setup, but you'll be able to see that. That's why I don't want to talk about it, but you'll see it in gameplay. And it's one of my favorite things to audible to, so I'll mention it. I'll mention it in today's video, but I'm not going to go in depth on it like I'm going to go with these other coverages. Now, it's really important I took the time to do that because you want to pick any play, any play you want to come out in. So I'm going to pick Pat's Wide Out because it's the first one. So what you're going to do, well, actually my opponent ran an extremely meta defense, which is going to be the 3-3-5 or 3-3 Cub, how they call it this year. So that's just the defense that I'm going to showcase. And I put an athletic guy right here at linebacker. A safety. That's what you're going to see realistically. So you're either going to see this defense or some type of dime, or some type of dollar, or some type of nickel. That's normally what you're going to see. So that's why I'm choosing to do that for showcasing the defense. So what I'm going to do is just simply come out. Actually, let's make sure we have, okay, Mike Blitz. That's all I wanted to make sure. And we'll throw a zone blitz in there too. So let's throw in Sam, Will Blitz, because people just love to just spam that one right there. So I'm going to take out cover 2 and I'm going to put Sam Blitz 3 in there. And what we're going to do is just come out in a base cover 3. So the reason I'm doing this is because you're going to get a couple things on defense. So people are either going to run it like this, where they're going to use it for cover 3. people are either going to run Mike Blitz, how they, spread their line, or they may slide their line, try to hold somebody, or they may just try to put it like this and just shoot one of the gaps. Or you may get people who just would run man coverage and they'll use this safety right here, or they may use this guy. And, it just really just depends. They'll probably drop those two right here in purples. So they'll probably do something like this on, defense or something where they're going to use it at. So anyways, the whole point is that I'm going to kind of mention everything, So let's back to safety. I don't know why they just did that. I think I got thrown out of whack. So what I'm going to do is snap the ball, just throw it away. Because defense has to be able to move what we're going to do, because that's what you're going to see online. So anyways, I know I took 5 minutes kind of explaining everything and going over, but we're actually going to dive into it now. So if you notice, my trips is actually on the short side of the field. This is how you want to come out. You do not want to come out with your trips to the wide side. So you want to have your trips, which is these three right here, to the short side every single time if you want to audible to trips, tight end, flex. If you don't want to audible to trips, tight end, flex, then you need your three receivers to be on the wide side of the field for running wild trips packs. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over until we find trips, tight end, flex, which is normally about 3 or 4. Let me see. I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 5. Actually, it's 5 over. Now be careful and make sure you don't go too far, because if you go too far, you're going to go ahead and go on trips wide flex. So we don't want that. We want trips, tight end, flex. All right. So we'll go down to we'll go over PA crosses first. Now, what you're going to notice is that our receivers are going to flip, and notice where our receivers go. So he was our number 1 on the outside. Remember, this was our number 2 on the outside, and this was our number 3 in the slot for wild trips. Now, the reason I told you these alternate, because it depends on who you want running. Now, this route right here is better versus purples with man coverage. This one is better versus everything. So in the ebook, if you guys want ebook, I'll break down these two routes and how I like using them. But anyways, the super basic setup I like is take an X, put them on a streak, R1 on a swing, triangle on a slant, and we're going to motion that guy across. Like I said, it's really nothing special. Most of the time, people will base on bringing that purple back to the other side. But, I mean, this is just, it's nothing special. It's nothing you haven't seen before. It's just, you can't create this out of wild trips pass without having some type of ability. So that's why I like to audible into it, if that makes sense. So next setup I want to show you, because like I said, I don't want to spend any more time on PA crossers, because, there's a lot you can do out of that. And if you're curious about any more of these plays, I'll do, I'll break down other setups I like out of these plays too. Just, I just want to give you one so you can have something, right? So for this one, this is why, this is double NCL, excuse me. So this is only versus zone coverage, okay? Only run this setup that you're about to see me do versus zone. So zone or zone blitz will be fine. So square on the street, we're going to take triangle, put him on a drag, and we're simply going to motion this guy across. Now, I'm going to put that purple back, but it's basically going to glitch out the zone. So notice how triangle's going to get open, and we get throw out a sack, but also that route right there will get open as well. So the only way they can stop that route is actually if they zone drop. So just keep that in mind. Now, what's good about this route is that it's a choice route. So anytime in zone coverage, he's going to actually sit up right here. So cover 3, cover 2, everything other than man coverage, he's actually going to sit right here. And I'll talk about man in a second. Don't worry, I got you. I know y'all want to see man. But what's going to happen is that streak is going to clear out, and this corner route it's ran so deep that they're not going to be able to play regular standard zone coverage to cover it. So they're either going to have to take this down low, or they're going to have to run up high. And if they somehow they cover both of these, so they're going to have to zone drop and then user this possibly. Or if they double Mabel, I like to actually playmaker this guy as like a last resort, because a lot of times the user will be somewhere on this left side, or if the user's on this right here, I'll drift this way and just playmaker this guy anywhere I want to, if that makes sense. So we always have options. I just need you to understand we always have options, right? So it was zone blitz. So talking about the zone blitz real quick, if they're gonna zone blitz, there is another play that I do like, but you can still run this one right here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back to double NCL just because I want to show you. It's gonna be the same thing, but the reason I like this versus the zone blitz, well, it's gonna be the same setup. Excuse me. The reason I like it versus the zone blitz, I'm a baseline so that guy doesn't move out there. Because most people will do something like this. So I'm gonna put him in a spot to kind of mimic the user stand in the middle of the field. And if they do this, if they zone blitz, the reason I like this is because you're going to read between triangle and R1 every single time. That's your 2 reads. So notice how the user has to choose one. Right now, I'm just throwing R1 just because. But what's important to see is where R1 sits, the running back. And that's why I love this versus the zone blitz, because the user is going to be wrong regardless. Because think about it. This will be the user right here, and we're actually sending our running back out. So we're going to have to, make a quick read. And this is good because a lot of times this corner route is going to, if they have any seam flats or anything, they're going to man match, and then they're going to man match on the outside. So we really are just having a 1-2 read between our motioned over drag and the running back little stop route out the backfield. So this is why I like it. You have an easy 1-2 read. Just don't get baited. A really great user may actually bait you, but just be smart. Now, next thing I want to talk about. Actually, I want to show you double and sell one more time, and I want to show you versus cover. Actually, I don't have cover 2 in this one, so let's go to nickel over. Let's go to cover 2, because you guys might be saying, and the only reason, actually, yeah, I'll keep it this way. Sometimes people do play with zone drops, not on, but I'm spying those people so I can have a little bit of time. But the only reason I'm showing you cover 2 is because I need you to see that circle can get over. Circle can get over that cloud. Just notice you want to wait, and then notice how he's pulled down, and then you want to try to possession catch that. Normally, it's not like that. It's only like that on here because they're actually zone drop. They're not zone dropping, so they're doing zone chucks. So notice how he's gonna chuck them. Now if they're zone dropping, this throw is gonna be open all day and night because he's gonna go down a lot faster, and he's gonna get back there faster, if that makes sense. But either way, you can tell we have a nice clear gap right here, and I just needed you to see that real quick and notice how he's gonna still stop right here, and the vertical hook does guard him. So if they're doing any type of cover 2 zone blitz and they don't have a vertical hook, you'll be able to throw that route every time as well. So I need you to understand that you're gonna kill them in zone cover. So what they're gonna do is say, you know what, I'm tired of this. So they're gonna go to Mike Blitz, and they're gonna probably slide their line. They're gonna start off doing something like this, right? So what I like to do, I'm gonna spy that guy for now. I'm actually gonna go ahead and flip it, and I want to talk to you about man coverage, right? This is where I like either PA crossers or I like halfback angle. So if they're doing an all out man blitz, I really love PA crossers. So what we're gonna do is block our running back so we can have 6, and then simply it's the same setup I showed you. Now also you do have an option, if you're that worried about the blitz, you can motion that guy in and block him. And if you're gonna do that, I like to either put him on a drag or a zig route. Normally I'll put him on a drag, or I'll put him on an out route and smart route it. These are the 3 things I like. So first and foremost, I like to put triangle on the drag, and what's going to happen is we're going to make the user choose between triangle and circle. This is only if you have a flat fast player right here, because we can't motion because we motion them down. So now we have a trips tight end style look, if that makes sense. Or you could take him, this is my favorite one though, putting him on an out route, because the user can't guard all 3 of these, if that makes sense. So this is probably my favorite setup by far, and I'll show you real quick. So we'll have to make a quick read obviously, and that out route is going to get open, but you really want the user to run over there to circle, and then we'll turn around and hit that out route, if that makes sense. So what I wanted to show you last thing is versus halfback angle versus man coverage, because what you're going to do, like I said, let's say he doesn't blitz, right, but he's playing a man coverage shell that looks something like this. Let's say he wants to try to zone drop these at 25. So I'm gonna go above and beyond right here, and I hope you guys do appreciate this, because I'm trying to put you in the mind of your opponent, so you can understand why I'm doing the things I do. So let's put the curl flats at 25, and you'll see why I'm doing that here in a second, because this is what your opponent will do. Any decent opponent, I would say that's what they're gonna do. Now if they're not a decent opponent, they're gonna just sit in whatever coverage they want to, and not zone drop at all. They're just gonna let you do what you want to. So to save a little time, what I'm gonna do is come out and trips tight and flex. You guys get how to actually, you know what, I'm keep everything consistent. Let's just do that. I'm gonna keep it consistent. It don't take long. So what we're gonna do here is go to trips tight and flex, and we're gonna have back angle. So if I notice they're zone dropping a lot, I like to go to halfback angle if they're zone dropping purples. And the reason why is because you guys might not know, but PA crossers, if they zone drop, so I'm gonna put X, I'm gonna put them on a zig, and I'm gonna spy these guys. I just need to show you that Let's put him in purple. Let's put him in the purple. Let's pass commit too. And most people will base line to set up their defense to look normal. Now, most people are going to put 25s, and I'll show you why. Notice circle. I just want you to watch circle. So notice how that 25 is just going to sit in a good spot. Now, yes, I could pass lead it up, but that's because of where he is on the field, you know. So, and also he's probably not that athletic. So just need you to see that 25s will play it. So that's what most people will do when you run that PA crosser setup. So that's why I love to start off with that. And then if I notice they're trying to do that, then I'll go to halfback angle. So in my halfback angle setup, I simply like to take triangle, put them on a drag. Either A, I would run it like this, or B, I'm gonna motion that drag across. Now, quickly, I just want to show you why I like this. Then we'll get into gameplay, not a video. But now I'm not going to base line because I want to just show you how it looks normally. So what I will do is spot Kenny Clark because I just want a tiny bit of time in the pocket. So the reason I like this play is because this circle route is a man beater. It will beat man coverage, but it's not a deep man beater. The same thing with the tight end. Now the tight end is normally going to be matched up on cornerbacks. You know, they're starting cornerback unless they actually make them go align by best receiver, which most people don't do, but some people do. Now, the good thing about this, most people are pressed too if they're going to run this style of man, and they're going to use it as safety, right? So what I'm going to do to simulate them using their safety is put the safety in the spy, because most people are going to play heavy in the middle and then try to go back there deep. That's what most people do. So this angle route by the running back is just bait for the user, if that makes sense. So we're really reading between circle, X, and triangle. That's the way I like to read it. So normally I do like to motion to keep it consistent. I want my opponent to think I'm running PA crossers, but we're actually going to run this setup right here. So watch circle. Notice how he's going to just stick his foot in the ground, and then normally you're going to get a great win animation out there. So that's my favorite read. I really love that route. So I love to have my best route runner right there when I'm calling that particular setup. So again, this works because the user is going to be in the middle. This is probably going to be the user somewhere up in here. Now, what I want you to see too is that this tight end route can beat man coverage. It definitely can. Notice how he's going to break right here, and actually it can be open because the way the route is designed, it's designed to beat man. So it's just an easy outside read, but I love calling it either A, if they're not zone dropping, or B, if they're zone dropping, to try to account for a crosser, if that makes sense. So I really only love this play versus man coverage or match. It can work versus match. And do I have enough time to show you versus match? Yeah, you know what? Why not? Why not? I'm sitting there talking about it. But match, it plays a tiny bit differently, but you definitely can. So let's just go to common match coverage. Cover 4 quarters, that'll work. So what we're gonna do is just to save time, and after this I'm gonna show you the minute gameplay, and that's the video. So we're gonna trip tight end flex, and we're just gonna come out in it to save time. So halfback angle. So what I'm gonna do is move the ball. Actually, are they already on the wide side? I didn't even pay attention. I think they already are on the wide side. Okay, bet. So with match coverage, here we go, cover 4 quarters. Now, I haven't tested it out much versus match, but we should still, based on principles, should be able to run it just like this and get the matchups that we want. So look at triangle, and then look at R1, and then also circle can get open too. So it's just because match coverage, they're going to play, you know, obviously a man style coverage, and the quarters are kind of going to get glitched out here. So I'm not going to go into super detail why. Oh, actually, you know what? Excuse me. Jesus Christ. Hold on. That's not right. We're actually going to go back out. I actually have zone drops on, so that's actually going to completely throw off the match coverage. I was wondering why it looked kind of crazy. So we're going to actually turn match. We're going to turn curl flats off. My bad about that. I completely forgot about that. And we're going to go to cover 4 quarters again. And we're going to come out and trips tight end flex. And then we're going to come out and halfback angle. So I at least want to show you, because there's a lot of people who will run match, but I will say if people are running match, just run PA crosser setups or run double in cell setups. I really love those, but you could definitely do the same thing. So now we're going to take triangle, put them on a drag, and we may have to motion it across to glitch out the match. I forget which setup it is, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at it, right? So triangle can get open. Notice how that's going to get open, and they man match on the running back, but normally that's going to be your user. And I'm just kind of telling you that because a lot of times what's going to happen is, as a user, he's going to be on the 3-rec, which is the guy you seen on the running back, but that's a quarter flat right there. But the reason I was saying that is because right here, where's our quarter flat? I mean, where's our 3-rec? I forgot which one's our 3-rec. Actually, it should be, yeah, it should be him, because he's our quarter flat. So this is our 3-rec right here. Most of the time, the user will be on the 3-rec, so what he's going to normally do is most likely follow this drag route. And if he doesn't follow this drag route, they actually do a switch concept where he switches with the 3-rec, and that's why that drag gets open. So you're always going to have that drag. And the reason why I said I like this versus match, because safeties are going to be on our receivers, and he's going to run a man beating out route, and that's why I said I like that. Now this route right here, they normally cover it really good for match, so don't really look for that to be open. But we're gonna have like a 1, 2, 3-way read. But normally I love this being my number 1 read, my number 2 read, and a lot of times I like to just hit this backside drag if it's open. But anyways, I'm gonna show this minute game clip, and that's gonna be the video. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.
The opening drive, offense, you gotta want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now a first down throw, it's Smith. And he finds his target. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Smith now to throw. They'll find Goodwin here on 9. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. It's incomplete.